What do I do? What do I do? 6 months ago, I asked myself the question, what do I do? Now, if I ask myself the question and I don't know, what do I do? How would I know what to do if I'm asking myself the question? Therefore, you must ask somebody else. Holy Christ. Oh, that's a good one. Someone that's a little bit higher up. Everybody thinks he's a little bit higher up, that he's actually the God or the real Christ of everything. So I guess he's a good choice. Pretty good choice, since a lot of people have chosen him. I guess I'm sort of on the bandwagon and off. You know, he's got to show up. He's got to show up. Oh, I'm sorry. He already has. Right here. Now, where do I start? We're going to start with this image here. To the east and to the west is what the world is all about. In between here is what they call the Middle East of the North and South. Okay? It's the way it is. Why? Because it's 90 degrees from one and 90 degrees from other. 9x is the birth of man. Okay? Anyways, on the north, it gets 1 because east-west it is all alone. The center points east-west. Okay, they crisscross each other. Therefore, they get a half value each. And the one in the bottom is the same as the one on the top. So going east-west, you'd have 1, 1, 1, or 1 alone. 2 of these make a 1, and 1 of these makes a 1. But north and south, they become 2 because they are the God. That's both the God. The South and the North Pole is the same God. Okay, that's the way it is because it's the spirit that is connected to us. I don't know how I'm going to explain this. You can also do it that each point is 1, but it doesn't work out because if you go east-west, you become 2. And in this world, you're not 2. You are 1. It's in the other world, you are 2. That's the way it works. You're inside that computer plus the one who's playing the computer. It makes 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, the other thing I'm going to show you right here, this is what they call closed letters. These are the only closed letters in the alphabet. The only 2 that are closed and round are the O and the Q. But the Q has a stick in it, and the R has a stick for a leg. So they go together as a combination, and the O and the Q go together as a combination. O is the 15th letter, the egg, of course, and Q is the mother queen. 17th letter, which means the one spirit of the 7th gate, which means your way into the world, and that's her little tail. And this is the one spirit of creation. That's you, man 5 in the 2 beta system. And that's why the Mayans, okay, and our weeks are 52 weeks in the year, because it's both parts of this. After that, what I want to show you, okay, is that when you add up, okay, B, D, P, and R without the O and the Q because they're both round, we total 4x, which is 40. 40 days, 40 nights, 40 minutes. 40 minutes is 2/3, 6, 6 of one other 6, the Magen David. So anyways, in the first 2 letters, we put them together. It says bed. You don't have to pronounce the letters. We already know the B letter has an E after it, so it automatically says bed. But not all of them work out that way. There's always a little bit of a difference, so I therefore have to create always a new equation to recalculate the same first equation that became one equation that I recreated another equation to calculate something in the equation. Okay, so we have over here, okay, where R and Q comes together, and that's 35, which makes 8 the heavens. And why? Because the sound of this sounds like AR, and the sound of the Q sounds like QU. So if you put the Q with the AR, you would have a car, right? But in all actuality, if you really look at the letters, right? Right? You see these letters? Plus the rest of the letters in here, you get Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda. That's where it comes from. Because these are all the letters of creation. No other letter can hold anything inside its stomach, nor if we were run on some sort of system of sprockets, like Spacely sprockets, we would have to have a center core where we would put a pillar bearing, like the pillars they talk about, and the pillars at the pyramids or wherever you want, the White House, wherever it is. After that, what I did, okay, is I went to P and the R. And the reason the P and the R is because they're the only one with a left leg out of these closed letters. Everybody has a bigger belly or a smaller belly. They're the only two of the same belly. Where's my finger right now? P and R. You have any P and R, which is the 16th letter, the one spirit of the sixth angel, because man is 5, but he's with the one spirit, makes him the sixth angel. Okay, the 1, 6 on the dice, that's how it comes out. Beta angel, 2 and 4. Okay, angel resident, okay, becomes 1 and 8. Where was that now? Oh no, I'm up here. Forget it. I have to stop that because I joined the two together. Anyways, what I did is comes out to 16, and this one comes out to 19. Okay, 16. No, 16. Whoa, 16 and 18. I'm very sorry. The other equation did work. I knew the numbers were mixed up. I'm really sorry. If you have anything to say to me, let me have it, because I'm ready. Once I'm corrected, I can re-begin again and trying to find the truth between what I see and what you see, because it's what you see and I see which makes the loosey-goosey between the you and the me. And that's where our minds fall in love, because we both want to have the answer. Okay, so you end up with 7 and 9. 7 and 9 do not exist on a dice, but the 7 does exist. And in fact, the 7 only exists when the 6 and 1 dice, when the 1 and the 6 dice penetrate each other, and you can see right through, you will see 7. This dice is all white, you can't see through it, right? But if it was on a white piece of paper, all you'd see is the black dots, and nothing would interfere those black dots from you not being able to see through what is not translucent, but is translucent against the white paper, if that's the word I have to use. So anyways, now what I did is I broke it down. These are primary digits because they're in the first 9 letters of the alphabet. This is in the second 9 letters. This is the omega letter, the R, angel resident omega, the 18th letter Chi. It's the 9 birth. So what I do here is 7 and 9, which is the 7th gate of the birth passage, 9. Man's entrance into the world, his PR. I broke it all down to single digits. 9 and 7 is 16, and 4 is 20, and 2 is 22, which means life. Now you have the delta angle of life. You put an X over here, it becomes the 40 here, and you're into the next level. And now you come down to the earth. There was another thing I wanted to mention in here. I wrote it down. You know, I've been trying to save money lately. I've been doing everything, and for some reason, no matter what I do, I just never can seem to get enough money. Oh, wait a second. Did I eat today? Yeah. Did I put food in my fridge? Yeah. Did I put gas in my car? Yeah. Did I buy a pack of cigarettes? Yeah. Did I buy some weed to smoke? Yeah. So what else do I need? What am I going to do with the rest of the money? If the money continuously comes in and you know how to spend it, you will continually have the same money. Our desires are too high. You know what they say? Our body only, like if I get a cut within 3 days, it's fixed. So our body takes time. So it's the same thing for money. You have to let the money come in, just like you have to let your blood pressure go down and the blood pressure goes up. It's the same thing with the money coming in and you spending it and it going out. The problem is, there's a problem because I don't understand the whole global thing, except like I said, I started on something only about Quebec, how to regulate and never 1 cent, not 1 cent would put us in debt at any time. Not 1 cent. Do you know why? It's called a system. You got to have the right system, and you can't do it alone. You just can't. Why? Because you can always tell yourself it's okay. You can always justify within inside yourself. Wow. Now I wrote something down, and I'm not quite sure I can remember. I talked about myself within I have a power. We have the power within us, okay, to search and destroy something that you never thought you can do. If you were sitting and listening to me right now and never thought you can do something that was so great, and like 60 to 80% of the people in this whole entire world cannot do this, it's called search and destroy. Know what's going on inside of you. Know what's going on around you. In your society, in the societies around you, in the different religions around the world. Rid yourself of anything that's not needy for the mind. Not needy to ponder. Which one would I say? Let's take it for instance, you gamble. You spend 4 hours gambling, okay? Your mind is only fixated on the same thing you want to do all week long for the rest of your life. And when you get to 65 years old, you still want it. Until you die, you're always nervous about it, and that's money. And do you know what the letter count for money is, my friends? 72. God of Beta, where the Beta God is 27. Okay, our God is 72. The seventh gate of the two islands. So money is ranked high up, and I mentioned this before. Search and destroy is to destroy all these little things that we do not need in our minds. One of the reasons for marriage, to make babies, yeah, good thing for God, learn about the family, but the other thing about marriage is the communication. Do you know how we survive in life? It's understanding what's in front of us. When there's somebody beside us, there's an extra eye to see for us. Although she has two eyes, she is only one eye to you. So therefore, with your two eyes and her one insight, you can now see deeper into the future because of what she saw in front of her. Not only in front of her, but she saw what you did. She saw behind you. And she loves you. And she needs to make sure for survival that you work together. Otherwise, forget it. There's no in-betweens about this. There's no going to bed mad at all. You must search and destroy. Many cannot do this. If you can search and destroy, oh my God, I spent an extra 20. I shouldn't have done it. Oh my God. Fuck that shit. Who's saying it's not right? Certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? But other things, when you spend money, you say, okay, I made a mistake. We're going to forget about it. I got to readjust. I got to focus. I must advance. If we do not advance, we become like everything else in the world. It seems like everything else keeps getting more expensive while our salaries are still staying down at the bottom of the gutter. Now, another thing I'm going to mention, that sometimes we don't want to be corrected. And correction, okay, is not always the best idea. Right now, they say in America, they need a correction. What correction? What correction? I'm in Canada. I'm online. I've been online for 10 years. I've been search and destroy a lot of information, and I don't see anything going on. But I don't look up America. I look up Russia. I look up Japan and Africa. The things that are in the news that we see, that we don't see, what other people say, what is right, what is wrong. And I try to follow the in-betweens of everything like a snake. I guess that's what God meant by this world being like a snake, because the spirit has to keep on moving and grooving, right? Get down and do it. I don't know about you, but I'm still somehow potent on that. You see, I'm jumping off to something else now. Blue eyes and brown eyes. To create the blue, I think you need the green and the what? And the yellow? Is that what creates blue? I need to know what creates blue. But irrelevant to the fact, the $100 bill is brown, the $5 bill is blue. Okay? The $100 bill is brown, so I have $105. $105 or 10.5 CB code, look it up, then check out the Bible. It almost says the same thing. Of course, you got to bend it a little, okay, but it's 105. Now, if you count the cards in poker, okay, from ace all the way to king and then big slick with the king, right, the 14th card, it totals 105. And at some point in time, before or after, Facebook was only letting you use 420 words per one of your essays, which is 4 times the 105, which makes up for the 4 suits. And not only that, okay, there's so many other things I came into the other day. Like I said before, so you get the 105 from the 4 suits, but if you add up the ace to the king as ace through 13, you total 91 times the 4 suits is 364. You have 1.25 days difference in the year. But don't worry about that. I can make that up. I have a phone ringing. And yeah, hello? Yeah, yeah. When? Okay. Yeah. Bye. Yeah, there was something I was doing on Canada on the economy, but I was going to break it down. What we actually need, not we need help from a government, but you know, you need a society because we need to make roads. Now, who's going to decide to make these roads and where they go? Of course, we're all going to vote on it. That's simple. But where do we put a company? Say, okay, this is up. This is the company. Isn't this what the government usually does? This is the company. Well, we need a bank account to hold the money. What is everybody going to dish in every time they put a little asphalt into the pothole or something? So there's a lot of things to look at. But what I basically broke it down by is I backed up as to everybody gets money from a pot. I make a fake pot and everybody gets money. And then I create businesses. I see what we need. I see what we can do with our farming. Everything I can do to make sure I don't have to go anywhere else for anything. I don't want to leave the province for anything. And it's cold up here, and I don't mind paying a little bit more, but I think there's certain things that are going on in certain regions, and there's not enough money being brought in by our government through certain companies, and we are wasting money in certain areas for what the government thinks is a good reason, which I think is all bull hockey. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was I had a Bank of Montreal card, and I did a design on it, and I seem to have lost the card somewhere. Yeah, the card's gone. So on the BMO card, there's two small pyramids inside a B letter, which is also like the 13. And there's a whole story that goes with that. But I think we're going to end it here for now. Self-talk, very important. Talk to yourself. Go in front of the mirror. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. Listen to this. I said to the creator, now I'm not sure if I have this straight, but someone's coming over and I want to get this through in this video. I said to creator, oh Christ, I must stop this gambling. I will be broke. Ha 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 ha. I'm already broke and I'm always broke and I never have enough to gamble anyways. I just can't do it, so I don't. This is 7 months ago I say this. And then I come back to myself and I say 7 months later, after I maybe spent $100, okay, I said, I still don't have, okay, a goddamn nickel. I still don't have a goddamn nickel. God is the beta queen and the nickel is me. I still don't have a goddamn nickel. Anyways, there's more to it. I should have cut this out. I have to do it in my next cassette. Raphael 7286.